Now, while our new update 125.1 was not exactly filled with brand new content, it was mainly about game modes, well, new-ish game mode Onslaught Lite, which is basically a tier 8 premium tank showcase, where you can make some extra credits, yes, and also Steel Hunter is coming back with a Steel Hunter tournament as well. There was nothing major happening with this update, kind of a mid patch before the next big one, hopefully. We have had those before as well. But you know me, guys, I like to keep my hand on the pulse all the time. I want to know what they're cooking in the Wargaming's kitchen, and when I checked the roadmap for 2024, we do have a couple things missing over there, like the Fall Guys event, for example, in World of Tanks. That could be kind of cool, fun game mode. We do have the Japanese heavy tanks with a new mechanic gun cooling mechanic. We do have the Polish tank destroyers as well. The closer you are to the enemy, the more damage you do. There is one new tech tree missing though, and this is Czech light tanks, which should come this year as well. And I was doing some digging for myself actually. I wanted to see how the full tech tree of Czech light tanks is looking like, because they have revealed information about every single tank coming to that tech tree, if I'm not mistaken, including a premium tank. So at first doing it for myself, but then I thought maybe some of you are interested about this as well, and why not, let's turn this into a video. So guys, let's take a look at how the Czech light tank line is looking like right now. And we're going to start off with a tier 7 Skoda T17, which looks like this right now. And it looks like a baby Skoda T50, exactly like baby Skoda, like, you know, a little smaller, a little bit weirder looking, but reminds me Skoda T50, especially from this angle. And what Wargaming is also saying about this is that the Skoda T17, the tier 7 Czech light tank, is the tank where the line begins. But unlike the vehicles further up this branch, the T17 doesn't have twin autocannons, but a gun with an autoloader, so kind of an entry for the entire tech tree line. So once again, this is how this tank looks like, and I gotta be honest guys, this tank actually looks very, very interesting tier 7 tank, because if you pay attention on the gun guys, it does have kinda low alpha damage, yes, for tier 7, 80 alpha damage or 110 with high explosive over here, penetration 142, 188, you know, like kind of average shell velocity for tier 7, 12-second reload time for the clip, but look at that, clip size is 5 and 1.33 second reload time between shots, so you can actually do some nice retracking, some nice burst damage over here with 400 alpha on average per clip, if you hit and penetrate every single shot, of course. So this gun is kinda cool, I think so, and would be nice entry for this line indeed. Minus 8 degrees of contemplation as well. Accuracy definitely not the best, kinda bad accuracy, kinda trash accuracy. Aiming time 2 seconds, not terrible over here. 80 shells you can carry in total. Kinda fast as well, 56 top speed, 19 moving backwards, but power to weight ratio is here, 24.7. Hull rotation and turret rotation for 40 across the board, 920 hit points but no armor whatsoever. It does have some slope action, so maybe some lucky bounces when hull down and under extreme angle over there, but still they only need, what is that, 20, they only need 61mm caliber to actually overmatch your armor over there. 370 meter view range and kind of good camo as well at the same time. 3 crew members, commander, gunner and driver, and AP standard round, APCR as a premium round. So this is Skoda T17, where according to Wargaming's information, as they said, where this new line begins. But the next up we have wiet-64. This is the tier 8 tech tree, according to my information at least. This is the tech tree tier 8 Czech light tank, and as the Wargaming says, like its elder brothers, it carries twin autocannons into the battle, 37mm autocannons right over here. It looks, well, it looks very robust, let's say, very rough angles over here. And here it is, some stats inside the game as well, inside the garage. 6 alpha damage, for example, 210 penetration. Over here, wiet-64. This is the first time this is the first time I'm sharing this tank on the channel as well. So this is the Tier 8 Tech 3 vehicle, and if we look at the stats over here, we can see that 6 alpha damage or 3 alpha damage with premium rounds or 10 with high explosive, but high explosive penetration is very low in this case. In higher tier vehicles, there will be some better high explosive penetrations as well for more memes, I guess. 165, 220 penetration with those rounds. 920 shell velocity, 1200 with premium rounds, 800 with high explosive. Reload time for the full mag is 20 seconds. Reload time in or between the shots is 0.03 seconds, and it can carry 140 shells in total. Now, while this tank comes with lower alpha damage compared to the premium tank, what I'm going to show you in a second, it carries more shells. It has bigger clip, basically. 2.4 second aiming time, 0.42 accuracy, once again bad accuracy over here. So if you want to maximize your clip, you have to be closer. And the thing with all those autocannons is the longer you hold down your mouse button, the longer you keep shooting your gun, the bigger your aiming circle is going to be as well. So those tanks are not snipers all across the board, guys. I guess the best sniper in this line is that Skoda T17 to tier 7 because of single shotgun. So not single shotgun, but you get my point. Not autocannon. Minus 10 degrees of gun depression is very nice though. Bad accuracy, bad aiming time, as I said, and it can carry 2240 shells in total. So top speed 60 moving forward, 21 backwards, good power to weight ratio 28.2, 46 hull rotation, 50 turret rotation, so easily can circle anything and any time. 1050 hit points, no armor whatsoever. Even under extreme slope you need only 46 millimeters of caliber to overmatch even the most angled part, right? So don't expect to bounce anything over here. Camo 18.24, we have 380 meters view range as well, and the same, luckily the same crew lineup over here, 3 crew members, commander, gunner, and a driver. AP and APCR once again. So this is WZ64 Tier 8 Tech 3 tank. Next up we have, where is it? Next up we have WZ68, and this, according to some information, this should be a premium tank. Tier 8 Czech premium light tank, and this is how it looks like. It looks a little bit more modern and not as rough, not as robust as the Tech 3 vehicle, which overall, you know, the gameplay is going to be exactly the same over here, but it will have more alpha damage per shot, but less shells in the magazine. And also maybe a little bit more uncomfortable or less comfortable to play with because of less gun depression. So here it is inside the garage as well after a couple pictures. Yeah, you know, twin autocannons over here, but looking at the specs, what can we see? 8 alpha damage instead of 6, guys. 14 high explosive and 50 millimeters of high explosive penetration, so that could be more memey already. 180 standard pen, 240 premium penetration. 20-second reload time for the full mag, which is 100 pieces big or large, however you say that. Clip size 100 shells, and reload time between shots is also a little bit slower, 0.04. But you know, can you make a difference between 0.04 and 0.03? Well, it's up to you. Aiming time 2.2 seconds, dispersion 0.4, which you know is not the greatest. Minus 6 degrees of gun depression. 1600 shells is the ammunition capacity. So looking at the firepower, yes, it has a little bit more alpha damage per hit, but it has a smaller clip size and not minus 10 degrees of gun depression, what the Tech 3, potential Tech 3 Tier 8 has. So yeah, like as I said, according to my information, the WZ64 is a Tech 3 one, and this is the premium tank. Could be vice versa as well, but at least this is right now. If it is not, guys, don't sue me, please. Mobility, 53 top speed, so not as fast, 21 backwards, very good power to weight ratio, 25, hull rotation 40, turret 42, 1100 hit points, once again no armor whatsoever, once again it has extreme slope but can be overmatched, 20 all around on the hull, 18.24 camo, 380 meters view range. So for a light tank in tier 8, 380 meters view range, you know, this is not like the craziest view range, right? At least it has the same crew layout, commander, gunner, and driver. AP, APCR, and high explosive. So 50 millimeter high explosive penetration, yeah, it can be a little bit memey, but 14 alpha damage. What was the alpha damage? Let me bring this up over here side by side. This is 10 and 37. So yeah, what would you rather want to see, a Tech 3 tank? Which one of those? What would you want to see, a Tech 3 tank, VZ64 or VZ68? Or this is good as it is. I would honestly rather play maybe with this one inside the Tech 3, but it has worse gun handling, but better gun depression, so more comfortable gun depression. Okay, so interesting. This is the tier 8 potential premium tank. Moving on by one tier, guys. Moving on to tier 9, and this is what we have over here. This is the tier 9 LPT-67, tier 9 Tech 3 Autocannon light tank. This is how it looks like. Once again, I think this is the first time I'm sharing details about this tank as well on the channel. I have showed you the tier 10 before, but of course, because we are showcasing the full Tech 3 over here, we're going to take a look at that once again. So all the tanks are going to be inside one video. So let's take a look at that. You saw how this tank looks like. Let's take a look at some specs, some details over here. So firepower, 12 alpha damage or 9 with premium rounds. So yes, as you can see the trend, this is what they are doing with those Czech light tanks. You do get more penetration with your premium rounds or your secondary rounds, but you lose some alpha damage. This is what you need to keep in mind. For 12 alpha you have 180 pen, like in tier 8 actually, 240 and 9 damage over here. So basically the same penetration as the tier 8 potential premium tank. 240 pen, 9 damage, 25 high explosive damage with 50 penetration, 20 second reload for the full clip, 0.05 second reload time between shots, switching guns like ratatatatatatatata, you know. 75 pieces in the clip, so clip size 75, smaller clip, but bigger alpha. Aiming time 2 seconds, dispersion 0.4. Once again, not the most accurate tanks, and keep in mind, if you hold down your mouse button, your aiming circle will be even bigger. 1200 shells in total, 62 top speed. Now we get some serious top speed action over here, 23 moving backwards with 30.2 power to weight ratio. Good mobile tank seems to be. Hull traverse speed 45, turret 55, 1160 hit points, definitely doesn't brag with hit points. Turret armor 40, 30, 30, hull 50, 30 and 30. Now this hull, if this is 50 as well, this can actually get some bounces. The upper plate definitely can get some bounces over here, because it is under quite an extreme angle. Let me look at a couple pictures over here. Yeah, this is definitely under quite an extreme angle, so if you face it frontally, either hit straight into the turret or into the lower plate. Try to avoid the upper plate, which is going to be a bait, guys. So concealment 17.67 concealment, view range once again 380 meters, commander, gunner and driver. So far all across the board exactly the same crew layout, which is very welcoming. I do not like to see tanks with crew member setups all over the place, basically. Next up, we have the WZ71, guys. This is the cherry on the top of the cake, which, yeah, many of you have already seen. And, you know, the only clip they showed about the upcoming Czech light tanks also featured that tank shooting E5 into the pooper. And this is how it looks like. It looks, especially this picture, like this picture. Especially this one. It looks pretty weird, guys. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Side profile over here. It looks weird, but at the same time kind of cool. Definitely, I would say the coolest looking light tank in the list. In my opinion. But you know, my opinion can be wrong as well. It has been wrong before. So what do we have? We have 12 alpha damage. 9 with premium rounds, 190 pen or 250 with APCR, yes, 25 and 50 penetration with high explosive. 15-second reload time, ooh, so this one loads 5 seconds faster actually than the tier 9. 0.05 second reload between shots or switching the guns, once again, ratatatat. Clip size 75. Aiming time 2 seconds, and dispersion 100 meters 0.4, minus 12 degrees of compression, and the gun is positioned very high as well, so this could be kind of annoying tank to deal with when it is like peeking under or from the top of the reach lines, you know, on the top of the reach lines, just the gun is basically looking at you and nothing else over there. 1,200 shells in total. Mobility 65, 25 moving backward. This is some sick mobility. 65 top speed, right? 25 moving backwards. 38.2 power to weight ratio. 45 hull rotation, which is, you know, not the fastest, not the greatest, but that speed and power to weight ratio is pretty damn good. Turret reverse speed 60. Survivability 1400 hit points. Turret armor 30, 20, 20. Hull 20, 25 and 20. So not the greatest armor wise, of course, but this is a light tank after all, guys. 390 meter view range. 15.22% camo, so lower than on tier 9, tier 8, tier 7. Once again, same crew setup over here, same crew layout, 8 APCR and high explosive. And the thing with those tanks also was, if I remember correctly, that even if you do not penetrate, right, you are going to do some damage to the enemies. I don't remember if it was about every single tank. Let me quickly try to look at that. This is the coolest picture over here. The HE rounds deal high damage on penetration and also always deal some damage on non-penetration. I'm quoting Wargaming over here. The numbers depend on the target's armor thickness in the impact point, but will always be above 0. Therefore, the WZ71 may be a great base cap breaker. Yeah, so the decapping is going to be guaranteed with this tank, basically. No matter where you shoot, right? No matter where you shoot, you are going to do some damage if you hit the tank, if you hit the armor. So, guys, this is Czech light tank Tech 3 from tier 7. And at first, yeah, I remember as well at first from the roadmap video, they showed tier 5 and 6 tank being part of this as well, but maybe it was just a placeholder picture for the roadmap, but this is what they said on their official Superdest channels, that the Skoda T17 is where it starts from. Starts with this tank, baby Skoda T50, right? Yeah, it looks like baby Skoda T50. Come on, guys. I'm not the only one. Am I? I'm not the only one. And it ends with that tank right over there. So, guys, this was my today's video. What do you think about this entire line? Are you hyped about that? Do you want to see this in action today, or you do not care about this? This should be one of the biggest new content pieces left for the year. Maybe some more random events are coming. From the roadmap video we saw that some other maps should get random events and a new type of random events. Then the World of Tanks Fall Guys event, we do not have that. Wolfentrager event is coming back, of course, and the Czech light tanks. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Thank you for your attention. I catch you next time with something else. Stay awesome, stay beautiful, take care, and bye.